Hello, future scientists. Welcome to an exciting journey into the heart of our planet. Today, in Class 9 Biology, we are exploring Earth as a system, energy, matter, and life. We'll uncover how our planet is a beautifully interconnected network of 5 spheres. Whether you're just starting out or ready for a deep dive, we've got content for everyone, from easy to hardest levels. Get ready to see Earth like never before. Let's start our adventure at the easy level. We'll begin by understanding the basic concept of Earth as a system and meet its 5 main components. Imagine Earth not as separate parts, but as one giant, living body. This is Earth as a system, where everything works together, just like organs in your body. Every part influences another. Knowing these connections helps us truly understand our home planet. It's a fundamental concept in biology and environmental science. Now, let's meet Earth's 5 main organs or spheres. The geosphere is all the solid stuff, from rocks to soil. The hydrosphere is all the water, from oceans to clouds. The atmosphere is the air around us. The biosphere is all living things, from tiny microbes to us. And the cryosphere is all the frozen water, like glaciers. They constantly interact. Rain from the hydrosphere falls on the geosphere, helping the biosphere grow. Simple, yet powerful connections. Time for some quick questions to check your understanding of the easy level. First, name the 5 spheres of Earth. Second, what is the geosphere mainly composed of? And third, give one example of how the atmosphere and hydrosphere interact. Think about the basic definitions and simple connections we just discussed. Ready to go a bit deeper? At the medium level, we'll explore each sphere in more detail, uncover more complex interactions, and see how they form vital cycles, like the water cycle. Let's revisit our 5 spheres with more detail. The geosphere provides Earth's structure and nutrients, constantly shaped by forces like erosion. The hydrosphere, covering most of our planet, regulates temperature and is essential for all life. The atmosphere, our protective gaseous shield, drives weather and maintains breathable air. The biosphere is where life thrives, adapting to and modifying its environment. And the cryosphere, our frozen world, plays a huge role in reflecting sunlight and storing freshwater, impacting global climate. The spheres don't just exist side by side, they're constantly interacting. For instance, the atmosphere and hydrosphere exchange water through evaporation and precipitation, while winds drive ocean currents. The geosphere and hydrosphere interact as rivers erode land, and groundwater fills rocky layers. The biosphere breathes the atmosphere and gets nutrients from the geosphere. Even the cryosphere influences the hydrosphere as melting ice contributes to sea levels. It's a truly intricate dance of elements. A perfect example of this interconnectedness is the water cycle. Driven by the sun, water evaporates from the hydrosphere into the atmosphere. It forms clouds, then falls as rain or snow, replenishing the hydrosphere and cryosphere. This water flows over the geosphere and is absorbed by the biosphere, only to be released back into the atmosphere. This continuous journey of water through all spheres shows just how interdependent they are. Understanding this cycle is key to managing our planet's most vital resource. Now, let's test your understanding of the medium-level content. Question 1. Describe 2 ways the biosphere interacts with the atmosphere. Question 2. What is the primary role of the hydrosphere in regulating global temperatures? Question 3. Explain how the cryosphere affects global sea levels. Question 4. List 2 components of the geosphere. And finally, question 5. Briefly explain the process of evaporation in the water cycle. Take a moment to formulate your answers. Alright, it's time to elevate our understanding. The hard level will challenge you to analyze dynamic interactions, explore complex cycles like the carbon cycle, and understand humanity's impact on our Earth system. Earth's systems are governed by dynamic interactions and feedback mechanisms. Positive feedback amplifies change, like melting ice leading to more warming. Negative feedback, conversely, dampens change, like increased plant growth absorbing more CO2 from the atmosphere. These loops are crucial for regulating climate, but can also lead to instability if pushed too far. Understanding them helps us predict how Earth's systems might respond to various disturbances, both natural and human-caused, highlighting the delicate balance of our planet. Next, we delve into biogeochemical cycles, Earth's grand recycling systems. The carbon cycle, for instance, traces carbon's movement through air, water, land, and living things, involving photosynthesis, respiration, and decomposition. The nitrogen cycle, vital for life, sees nitrogen gas from the atmosphere converted into usable forms by bacteria in soil and water, then returned. These cycles are not just about elements, they are about life's fundamental processes, showcasing continuous exchange among all five spheres. They are the circulatory system of our planet. Humanity's footprint is profoundly impacting Earth's spheres. Burning fossil fuels, geosphere, releases greenhouse gases, altering the atmosphere and accelerating global warming. Pollution contaminates the hydrosphere and geosphere, harming ecosystems. Deforestation leads to soil erosion, impacting the geosphere and biosphere. Anthropogenic warming is melting the cryosphere, contributing to sea level rise. Earth system science helps us study these interconnected impacts holistically, emphasizing that our actions in one sphere ripple through all others, demanding a unified approach to environmental challenges. Let's tackle some hard-level questions. First, differentiate between positive and negative feedback loops with an example for each. Second, explain how human activities impact the carbon cycle. Third, describe the consequences of deforestation on the geosphere and biosphere. Fourth, how does volcanic ash affect the atmosphere and hydrosphere? Fifth, why is Earth system science considered a holistic approach? Sixth, outline the primary pathway of nitrogen from the atmosphere to the biosphere. And finally, seventh, what is ocean acidification and which two spheres are primarily involved? Think critically about the interconnections. Welcome to the hardest level. Here, we'll explore advanced concepts, delve into competitive depth, and gain insights into the scientific and engineering aspects of understanding Earth as a complex, dynamic system. Get ready to expand your horizons. At this advanced level, we explore biogeochemical cycles in greater depth. Consider the ocean's role as the largest active carbon reservoir, managed by the biological pump and thermohaline circulation. Permafrost melt, a cryosphere-geosphere interaction, releases ancient methane and CO2, creating a powerful positive feedback loop for global warming. The phosphorus cycle, unique without an atmospheric component, highlights its limiting role in ecosystems and human-induced eutrophication. The sulfur cycle reveals its complexity, involving volcanic emissions, atmospheric aerosols, and bacterial activity, influencing climate and acid rain. These cycles are Earth's intricate metabolic pathways. Understanding Earth's climate system involves complex dynamics. The El Niño Southern Oscillation, ENSO, demonstrates powerful ocean-atmosphere coupling, driving global weather patterns. Milankovitch cycles, Earth's orbital variations, explain long-term glacial interglacial shifts. And anthropogenic forcing details how human activities, from greenhouse gases to land use changes, alter Earth's energy balance. Furthermore, remote sensing, through satellite missions like NASA's Earth Observing System, provides critical data on land, sea, air, and ice. Engineering insights are crucial in designing sensors like LiDAR and SAR, and developing algorithms to integrate vast datasets into Earth system models, allowing us to monitor and predict our planet's future with unprecedented accuracy. Geoengineering explores intentional modifications to Earth's systems. Solar radiation management, like stratospheric aerosol injection, aims to reflect sunlight but raises ethical and risk concerns. Carbon dioxide removal technologies, such as direct air capture or enhanced weathering, seek to remove CO2 from the atmosphere, facing challenges in scalability and energy. These interventions highlight human capacity to impact Earth's spheres at a planetary scale, demanding careful policy and governance. Our planet's unique habitability, the Goldilocks zone, allowed liquid water and life to flourish, driven by atmospheric evolution from early life. Studying Earth analogues helps us understand the limits of life and search for it elsewhere. Finally, we explore Earth's system resilience, its capacity to absorb disturbances and recover. However, there are tipping points, thresholds where small changes can lead to large, irreversible shifts like ice sheet collapse or rainforest dieback. The Planetary Boundaries Framework identifies 9 critical global environmental processes, like climate change and biodiversity loss, that define a safe operating space for humanity. Transgressing these boundaries increases the risk of abrupt, irreversible environmental changes, underscoring the urgency of understanding and respecting Earth's interconnected systems for a sustainable future. It's about maintaining the health of our planetary home. Let's challenge ourselves with the first 5 hardest level questions. Question 1. Explain the role of the ocean's biological pump in the carbon cycle. Question 2. How do Milankovitch cycles influence Earth's climate over geological timescales? Question 3. Describe 2 distinct geoengineering techniques for solar radiation management. Question 4. What makes the phosphorus cycle unique compared to the carbon and nitrogen cycles? And question 5. In the context of astrobiology, what is the Goldilocks zone and why is Earth considered to be in it? Take your time to formulate comprehensive answers. Now for the remaining 5 hardest level questions. Question 6. Discuss the ethical and governance challenges associated with implementing large-scale geoengineering projects. Question 7. Explain how remote sensing, specifically using satellite data, contributes to monitoring changes in the cryosphere. Question 8. Differentiate between positive and negative anthropogenic forcing with an example for each. Question 9. Define tipping points in Earth systems and provide an example of a potential climate tipping point. And finally, question 10. What are planetary boundaries and why is it important for humanity to operate within them? These questions require a deeper analytical and synthetic understanding. And that concludes our in-depth exploration of Earth as an interconnected system of 5 spheres. From basic definitions to advanced concepts, we've journeyed through the intricate web of interactions that make our planet unique. We hope this session has sparked your curiosity and deepened your understanding. For more such engaging content and to continue your learning journey, visit synapse.omaps.in. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more exciting educational content. Keep learning, keep exploring, and keep questioning.